What is good, y'all? Kip up here, and here we are for week 4 of the MLP. Week 4 of season 4 of the MLP. I am Kip Up, the coach of the Orlando Magikarp, and we went against the Toronto Tepigs this week. Now, the team I brought, and I need to get out of this real quick, was made specifically to beat his biggest threats, which were pretty much Mienshao, Toxapex, Bisharp, and Lele. Lele being Tapu Lele, who leads the league in kills with 10 or 11, something like that. Buzzwole second with 6. But the team I did bring is Assault Vest Bronzong with Heat Proof, which just walls this thing. This thing being, yet again, Tapu Lele. I did the calcs, and Bronzong would live a Z-move Ghost type, like a Ghost Z-move, and a Shadow Ball from Tapu Lele. So I'd easily be able to get a Gyro Ball off to kill it. As for Respite's moves, Zen Headbutt is for Toxapex, Earthquake being for the Bisharp, and Explosion just for damage. Next up we have Life Orb, Buzzwole. Now I'm not big on Life Orb Buzzwole. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's not good. Jake said that I should run it, so I did. I mean, it's pretty strong, I'll tell you that, it's pretty strong. But I'm used to having it be more bulky, but this was more of an experiment this time. So we did run Life Orb Buzzwole, Thunder Punch for Toxapex for his Mantine, Superpower just a strong stab, Leech Life yet again strong stab, get some health back, and Ice Punch being for his man, I forget what it was for now. It was for something pretty scary, I'll tell you that right now. Next up we do have E-Bell Garchomp, which is EV'd specifically to outspeed Tapu Lele if it is not Scarf. Expert Belt to hit super hard. HP Ice for his Gligar. Oh, that's what the Ice Punch was for, is for Gligar. HP Ice for Gligar, which is calculated to do at least 57% with the Expert Belt. Earthquake, just a strong stab, take down the Toxapex and the Bisharp. Poison Jab for the Lele. Stone Edge is general coverage, and for his Mantine. Next up, we do have Scarf Togekiss, one of my favorite mons. Air Slash, D-Gleam, Defog, and Flamethrower. Flamethrower, yet again, just being for the Bisharp. Next up, we have Shiny Doggo, the Furfrou. This is Furfrou's season debut. We're running a Life Orb offensive set. Jake said I should run this, and yet again, I agreed. This thing is pretty actually crazy. Wild Charge for his Toxapex, yet again for his Mantine. You see a pattern here. Frustration just has a strong stab. Work Up, which gets you to +1 attack and +1 special attack. And HP Fighting. Now, the thing about HP Fighting is that we didn't want to run Rock Smash on Furfrou, because if we did and we got the defense drop, then Bisharp could get the Defiant boost, and that could be game right there. So we picked HP Fighting. HP Fighting after +1 would do, I think, about 60% to a 60 or 70% to a Bisharp, so it was very strong. And the ability Fur Coat gets his kind of mediocre defense doubled, so it's 310 without even investing. And just wait until later in the season when I have to invest. This thing will be a tank. Next up, we have Cobra Berry, Flame Body, Chandelure. Will-O-Wisp was for the Mienshao, for the Bisharp. Yet again, you guys are seeing a pattern here. Cobra Berry is purely to live knockoff, Sucker Punch, things like that. Fire Spin to trap threats, with Hex to work off the Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split to just for longevity. This thing's pretty nice. This is the second time I brought it this year, I believe. This is the first time I brought Furfrou. The rest of these have been here every game except for Togekiss. Togekiss, I think, missed the rain game against Prankster. But we are 2-1 before this battle, and we've won 2 straight. We've won our last 2 games against Prankster and Ultra Player. You guys can see those games. I'm going to make a playlist specifically for this season so you guys can watch. And I will be back in a second just to reset the replay so you guys can see the battle. Alright, so we are back, and I led Buzzwole as he led Mienshao. We do see right here his Life Orb Mienshao. And I just went for the Leech Life here. Doesn't do much to Toxapex, so I can tell it might be defensive, I'm not sure. But I just sit here and I just keep spamming Thunder Punch. But I'm losing health, obviously, because, just because Life Orb. So, I mean, I do it again, and I see the damage as he just recovers, and I just kind of realize I'm not winning this battle. Now, the issue I made here is that I went hard Garchomp, which isn't, I guess, a bad play. It's not really a bad play, but, I mean, I don't know, I just could have done better. I was thinking probably Bronzong would have been a better play. So I HP Ice on the Gligar, and it does a ton. and he brings out Mantine on the Earthquake. I was predicting a switch into like a Toxapex. Now the Stone Edge does a lot, and now he Scalds, and he crit burns us. He crit burns Garchomp, so Garchomp does lose a lot of viability there. So we do bring out Doggo here just because, and we can Wild Charge this thing to death. We Wild Charge it, we do 90%, we don't quite kill, we almost get it as he Toxics Doggo. So I'm fine by this, and I just went for a return or a frustration just as a strong stab. So we do 2-hit KO the Gligar if he chooses to stay in, and we do outspeed it as well. But he does go hard against the Toxapex as I frustration, and Doggo sees his demise in his first game, but he did do a good amount. Garchomp comes in now, and I can just spam Earthquake until I die, pretty much. I'm forced to do it. You know, I Earthquake, he recovers. Baneful Bunker, you know, it's just a couple turns where he wears out Garchomp, and that's smart of him, very, very smart of him, frankly. And I just HP Ice here in case he wanted to go hard Gligar. So I did kind of waste a turn there. And he Baneful Bunkers again as I Earthquake, so Garchomp does go down to the burn from Mantine. So I guess Mantine might get that kill. So now we bring out Scarf Kiss, and Air Slash does 32, and now we get to flinching. So I'm sitting pretty here. I feel good about this, but he gets off an Ice Beam. We don't flinch. And at this point, he Baneful Bunkers just to see what I'm going to do. I say an Air Slash, so I think he just knows that he's going to lose something eventually. So he just sacks his Gligar. So Togekiss, old reliable, gets another kill. He goes Bisharp here, and I decide to sack off Buzzwole, honestly. Buzzwole did have some utility, but not a ton. So we do see that Bisharp is Life Orb. And he realizes I could have Flamethrower, and I should have defogged or Air Slashed here, because Togekiss would have had a lot more longevity if I did, but I do not. And now I had to bring in Bronzong, and I just, you know, this is what I gotta do. And Bronzong does Zen Headbutt, and that's his first offensive kill. And I didn't have a switch in, so I just let Bisharp kill the Bronzong. And Chandelure does come in. He Sucker Punches here, so I felt pretty cool about this. I look like a G here, and I Will-O-Wisp. And now we Fire Spin, my friends. Now we Fire Spin. Colbur comes in. He does nothing to us. So now Fire Spin comes in. Chandelure gets his first kill of the year on the second time I brought it. He brings out Tapu Lele, so we're going to see what happens here as he Ghost Z moves the Chandelure. Our last chance here is the Scarf Togekiss, and we do see that this is not obviously Scarf, so I can actually flinch my way to a win. So I do crit the Lele. Togekiss gets another kill. Toxapex comes out, and I can spam Air Slash, but I don't get the flinch. I actually had a chance here if I did get the flinch to win the game. I did outspeed the Mienshao, obviously, unless it had Fake Out, which I don't think it did. He was acting like it didn't have Fake Out at the end of the game. Toxapex was his MVP. I did misplay with not defogging here because I could have lived a Scald. I could have lived an Ice Beam, I believe. I think I would have lived one Ice Beam from Toxapex. So I did misplay there. We are 2-2, but I don't feel bad at all about this loss. My two losses have been pretty close, and just because I made a couple dumb mistakes. So I don't feel bad about this at all. Now next week, I forget who we go up against. I'll look up the name, but I know it is a rain team, and I don't feel half bad about that. Yet again, I have a bunch of options. I can stick Bulky, I can run Trick Room, I can run Counter Weather, you know, nice sunny day Mega Sizzler, you know, Sandstorm Bronzong, Sandstorm Garchomp, things like that. I could totally do that, but he has Politoed, he has Kingdra, Zapdos, Tornty, things like that really complement his rain. So I'm going to have to think hard about this, but at the same time, I think I can definitely handle the next game, and we will get back to our winning ways. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.